Hey, welcome once again to Rockin Comics. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
And today is kind of a bittersweet day. A little bit. But good, because we have very good stuff and some bittersweet stuff. We had new comics this week. We had a Rockin Comic of the Week, a unanimous vote.
That's happened for a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since we split our votes.
But I mean, it's been a while since we both went in knowing
that yeah. That's true.
I mean, it's been one of the... Because last time it was like, you were split.
Me.
I did talk you into it. Without trying. So that's happening.
You made such a great pitch. Anyway.
Did one thing right. We got some Amy's Awesome and a little miscellany.
I like that.
Miscellany. I don't even think that's how you say it, but I did. So, starting things off, American Vampire, number 18. I don't know what to say about this book. I love it. It's so well written. Scott Snyder is so good. Raphael Albuquerque, such a good artist. The story is fantastic. There's a lot of interpersonal story in this book that you might be missing out on if you think, oh, it's a vampire book or oh, it's a war book. There's a lot of depth in this book and a lot of good stuff, so pick it up. It's really odd.
That's how it's always been, really.
Right.
And I don't even read it. I've read, what, 2 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it's a far deeper story than, look, vampires.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're worried about like, ooh, sparkly vampires, that's gay. No. Okay? No.
It's not how it is.
No, this is so good. So, I'm done talking about it. It's such a good book, I can't do it justice. So, moving on. Project Superman, number 3 of 3. I was sketchy going into the series. The first one was like, what? Mm-hmm. And the second one was like, oh, I get it. And the third one, wow, they did... I'm just now realizing, in 3 issues, they put a lot of story and a lot of character development and a lot in these 3 issues. And oddly enough, I didn't even know it when I picked up the first one. Scott Snyder, who writes American Vampire, wrote Project Superman. And it's awesome. It really is. And it actually, we were debating this, we figured out.
Where the timeline is.
It takes place, this ends right before Flashpoint 5.
Right.
So, but the first one started like 10 years before.
10 or 15, something like that.
So, a lot of time has passed. Still a really, really, really good book.
Good series.
Yeah.
You know, there's several things that now that a lot of them have come out with their number 3s, that I'm like, man, okay, that one I want to read. I really want to read Kid Flash Lost, I gotta tell you the truth.
Okay.
And it was not one of those that I was like, must read, because it's Kid Flash, must read. Like, I was like, yeah, there's like 30 million books, I can't read them all.
Yes.
But that one, I want to read that one. And this one, a lot of things that have come out with the 3s that wrapped up really nicely and people seem really happy with. Mm-hmm. And this is, I think, one of the better ones that I think that people really liked.
Like I said, I was a little sketchy on picking it up in the first place, but I'm really glad I did, because I think it's going to impact Flashpoint pretty heavily, and everything after that. So it was kind of a happy accident we got into it, but I'm glad we did. Another really good book. A potential number Rockin Comic of the Week. Not quite.
Didn't make it.
Didn't make it.
It's like here. Number 1's right here.
You know why? Because number 1, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Turtles in a Half Shell.
Hero Power! Or Turtle Power! Dang it!
Turtle Power!
Sorry, I got excited. I heard Heroes and I blew it. But IDW is putting out the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the number 1. It's really neat.
Really good stuff.
And we talk a lot about it in the podcast, about how this whole nostalgia thing can be a tightrope to walk. But IDW did it really well. They still bring the good stuff of the nostalgia back while incorporating new story items. Rockin Comic of the Week.
Definitely Rockin Comic.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you kidding me?
Seriously, people, hello?
Heroes in the Half Shell.
That's it.
So there you go.
Go get it.
Yes, absolutely. And you have there's 50 covers, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's our
this is the one too where the covers all line up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get one of each. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if you put them next to each other, it's like one big picture.
It's a poster
of all the turtles. This one is. Do you have the Raphael cover?
Yep.
See, I would have gotten the Donatello cover.
I'm sorry. I like the pose better on that one.
That's interesting that's cover A, because I would have expected Leonardo to be cover A, but
nope.
I guess we kind of know where they're going with their focus right now, so that's fair.
Fair.
Very good.
So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thumbs up. In this one. Sorry. Don't ask what it was doing. Nothing. I think I've just...
Moving on.
I think I've ruined Amy. Hey, it's time for Amy's Awesome, in spite of where my thumb's been.
Oh, wait. Do we want to talk a little bit
Oh,
about...
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
We did want to mention...
We talked about Teen Titans 100 in the podcast quite a bit.
Yep.
It was a good book.
Yep.
This is our bittersweet, sad, happy, good book. Not Rockin Comic, but good, not amazing, sort of sad, and I don't know.
It did. I think it did the series justice because it's relaunching with a new #1,
Yeah.
and so this is kind of... It's the end of an era. Next month begins a new one, and there's some bittersweet action going on. But once again, I think this was done very well as far as the last issue of this incarnation of Teen Titans that you're going to see. And it's coming from a guy who hasn't been into Teen Titans for a while. I still was very happy with it. So we talk more about it in the podcast.
Yeah,
Go
check
check it
out
out.
the podcast. We talk more in depth about Superman. I call it Spider-Man. Superman, Ninja Turtles. This one.
Yes.
We don't really talk about this one.
I'm not even going to mention what it is. Doesn't even matter.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Now we're gonna go to Amy's Awesome.
Now it's Amy's Awesome time. Woohoo!
Da-da-da! It's a manga. Seiho.
Yep.
Seiho Boys High School, I think is how it's pronounced. This is a shoujo book with a main cast composed entirely of men.
Odd, but apparently effective.
It takes place at a boys' school where it's just guys. I picked this up. They had 1 through 3 at Borders on the clearance, and I was like, okay, looks good. Liking the art, sounds interesting. Bought. Really, really happy with it. So this was I looked at my shelf and like, which should I... And I almost brought in some stuff that we've mentioned in the past, and I was like, I should focus on this. But this one, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to talk about this one. Just because I thought it was, it was my, random pickup. And we do that sometimes with our comics.
Yep.
We randomly pick something up, and it turns out to be the Rockin' Comic of the Week.
Right.
And it was the same thing with this thing. I mean, it was more expensive, of course. You have a bit of a higher risk involved.
A little bit. That's why you wait till the discount.
You wait till it's a discount, and then you can pick it up on the cheap.
Yep.
But some good stuff out there. There's still plenty of good stuff that you can pick up at Borders. Don't think that, at least at ours, I know there's still stuff. I'm sure there's a Borders somewhere that's empty. There's 4 copies of Twilight sitting on the shelves.
Probably more than that.
That's it.
Hopefully many more than that still sitting on the shelf. No offense.
Go out to your Borders and look around and just take a chance, pick some stuff up.
Yeah.
So you might find something awesome.
Hence the name, Amy's Awesome.
Yes. Talk a little bit more about this in the podcast.
Absolutely.
A little bit more, I think we're kind of more thematic on manga again in the podcast.
And that's okay.
But that's okay.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
So.
And real quick, for the miscellany, we found out earlier in the week that the CW has ordered up a new superhero TV show, but it's Dead Man. But they have the guy that's behind the Supernatural TV show who has signed on to go ahead and plot and write it. And so I'm cautiously optimistic about it. But it got me feeling kind of nostalgic because Dead Man is a character that's been around for a while and hasn't seen a lot of pop until Brightest Day. Mm-hmm. And is going to see a little more pub with DC Presents, but not going to get his own title. But it got me thinking about characters that I would like to see. Some maybe minor characters that get what I kind of call the Luke Cage treatment, where Bendis kind of took him and elevated him, kind of like what Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern and Wally West and The Flash, just what he's done with almost everything he's touched.
Pretty much.
But I talk a lot about it in the podcast, about some of the characters. And one of my favorite characters from the past that I would like to see make a resurgence and just made a very brief appearance in Flashpoint is Warlord. Mm-hmm. Just, I like it. It's a neat character. It's unique. It's kind of cool. And yeah, there's some old school sword and sorcery cheese factor involved, but I think the right creator behind it with the right artist could really take that and run with it. And so, do it. That's all I got.
DC Presents.
Yes. I would love to see a 3-issue DC Presents of Warlord.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome.
We'll see.
I'm writing Jeff Johns tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. We're going to enclose my footnote to him.
Yes. Oh, yeah, if you want to hear a good little rant of what he better do, check out the podcast near the end.
And then also check out RockinComics.com, the blog.
Yes.
to get the rest of the story.
Let's just say this. Wally West Flash fan might not be happy. So there you go.
Like I'm the only one.
No, you're not the only one at all. Not the only one at all.
Anyway.
So next week we've got we have Flashpoint number 5, the new JLA number 1, and that's probably all that's going to matter next week, unless Marvel uncorks like a fear itself. But that's probably going to do it for next week.
It's probably gonna be an extra long podcast, is what I would guess.
I'm guessing
we're probably gonna have quite a bit to talk about.
More than likely, or a very short one.
It's gonna consist of me swearing and stomping out. We'll see.
So flip the coin and we'll see. So I think that's going to wrap it up. We'll be back next week with more awesomeness because that's what we do.
Check out the podcast. Check out RockinComics.com. Like us on Facebook.
Yes!
We need to get a Twitter. Then you can tweet us on the Twitter.
Yes, right now it's just my dumb monkey butt doing Twitter, so we'll get a Twitter thing up and
we'll get it eventually.
We'll tweet.
We'll tweet with Jeff Johns.
Done.
Or maybe not.
Ball's in your court, Jeff.
Just saying.
You may not know it, but it is.
Just saying.
You don't even know, but it's in your court.
He's like, who the hell are these people? Why do they keep referring to me like they know me?
'Cause, Jeff, we do. We love you. Anyway, that's it. I'm Zach.
I'm Amy.
Later.
Bye.
Whoop.